Hey everyone, it's Boogeyman Ben. Hope everyone's doing well and having a nice weekend. Today has been one of the hottest days I can recall this year. And here in the Bay Area, temperatures have been between like 95 and 100 degrees. It's been crazy hot. Been like this the last couple of days. And as much as I love the summer when the temperatures get to be these crazy types of records, I do what I can to stay cool and stay indoors. One thing that I did get to do today, me and my wife went and saw the new Ethan Hawke horror slash home invasion movie called The Purge. Got my ticket right here. And I wanted to share my thoughts about the film with my audience and just let you guys know what I thought of it. The movie is doing crazy business at the box office, which I'm really happy that it's a horror film that's opening in summer. A lot of times they don't do particularly well. There have been a few exceptions, like The Strangers opened in 2008, like around this time, and did really well. But this film was going up against the Owen Wilson, Vince Vaughn comedy, The Internship. It was the first time these two guys have been together since The Wedding Crashers, and that was a huge hit. And I kept thinking that was going to just, knock The Purge on its ass. And it's the opposite. The Purge is killing at the box office. It's already made like over $16 million on a $3 million budget, and it's just obliterating The Internship. So I think that's great. It shows that people are excited about horror just like me, and wanted to share my thoughts on the film. So hope everyone enjoys my review of The Purge, and stay tuned. So pretty much the plot of The Purge deals with this event that takes place once a year, and it takes place. The movie is set in 2022, and pretty much the event is called The Purge. And what it is it's a 12-hour period where all crime is legal, and there's no law enforcement to stop anybody from doing what they want to do. So robbery, rape, whatever, it's all legal during this time. Ethan Hawke plays James Sandin, and him and his family are very well to do. He's somebody that's developed security systems. He sold security systems for the intents and purposes of people protecting themselves during the purge. But it's only for rich people that can protect themselves. So he lives in this really fancy neighborhood. He's really well to do from this. And pretty much what happens is, as they're preparing for the purge, they completely lock their house down and everything. His son Charlie, once the purge is started, hears a man screaming outside his house, the family house, and he undoes the security system and lets this man into the home. What happens then is the syndicate that's looking for this man comes to the house of the Sandins and says, "Unless you give us this man back, we are going to break into this house and we're going to kill everybody." The film was written and directed by James DeMonico, and it was produced by Jason Blum, who has actually produced Sinister, which came out last year. It was one of my favorite horror films, and starred Ethan Hawke as well. He also produced Insidious and the upcoming Insidious 2, and as well as the Paranormal Activity films. And the film was put out by Michael Bay's company, Platinum Dunes. Most of the messages I had seen prior to seeing the film were mixed about this film, even though it's doing really well. There's a couple of YouTubers that I follow that do movie reviews. Jeremy Janes, I'm subscribed to him, and I really enjoy his reviews, even though I don't always agree with him. There's also Chris Stuckman, Tom Chattelbash, and the Schmoes. Now, I'm not subscribed to those three, but sometimes I check out their movie reviews anyway. All four of those channels gave this film negative to kind of satisfactory marks, like a C, D plus. Just people. It didn't seem like it was that popular with the YouTube critic community, especially those four channels, and that's fine. But I didn't know what to expect going into it. I didn't know if it was going to. They seemed to think it was just a wasted opportunity. The whole idea of a society where crime is legal for a 12-hour period, and most of the action takes place with this one family. Just they felt like it should have been more of a global, or the whole country, what's going on in, like maybe a city instead of just in this one rich neighborhood. So I understood that and respect their opinions, but I seem to find that with a lot of these YouTube critics, that a lot of them don't like horror films anyway, and that's fine. I'm not trying to say anything negative against them, it's just my opinion. So I didn't know what to expect going into this film. But I have to say I really enjoyed The Purge, and while I do understand where people may want to see, like, what is the seeing it from a broader scale, I thought it worked really well the way they did it. Plus, they had a very limited budget on this film, and for the limited budget, I felt that this film worked tremendously. There were a couple things I wasn't crazy about, but for the most part, I really enjoyed the film. I have to say though that Ethan Hawke and Lena Headey as the main couple in the film, they just did a tremendous job. I enjoyed both of them. I mean, Ethan Hawke is I'm becoming a bigger fan of him, and as he's getting older, and some of the roles that he's choosing now, like Sinister last year and Brooklyn's Finest and Training Day. I've really enjoyed him in those films. And Lena Headey just did a great job. A fan of her from Game of Thrones, and she was in the Laid to Rest, and she was in the Sarah Connor Chronicles, and I've always been a pretty big fan of hers. But they did a great job in the film, and their performances, I think, carry the film. I think without those strong anchors that they gave, in terms of their performances, I don't think I would have enjoyed the film as much as I did. I also really enjoyed Max Burkholder's performance as Charlie Sinden. A lot of the critics that I've been reading about, or people that have been negative towards the film, don't like him or his character, because that character is the one that lets the man into the house and pretty much causes all the shit that hits the fan as the film proceeds. But I really liked the character, and I understood why he did what he did. The weak point in terms of acting, I thought Adelaide Kane as the daughter Zoe was okay. She's a very beautiful actress, but there was nothing that she really gave to the part that made her stand above what I thought some of the powerhouse performances were. I mean, of course, Ethan Hawke and Lena Headey, but just there was something I really just didn't care for her character as much. Not to say that she gave a horrible performance. I just didn't think her performance was as memorable as the other ones in the film. Really did like Rise Wakefield as the polite stranger. He was completely creepy. He almost had that Patrick Bateman kind of creepiness to him, where he was just this, everything he said was just, he was so almost like not whispering, but very quietly, speaking to them through their surveillance cameras. Or there's a scene where he talks to Ethan Hawke through, like there's like a little window on his front door, and they're talking. And he never gets to the point of shouting at Ethan Hawke or, like trying to scare him. But it's almost like the calmness is what is creepy about his performance. I thought he did a great job on it. So yeah, I really enjoyed the Purge. I don't want to give too much of the movie away, because I would like people to go out and support it and see it. If I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it an 8.5 out of 10. Like, there was a couple of things that I thought could have been better. There was a couple of scenes in the film that I thought, like situations that repeated themselves, and I thought they didn't need to do the same kind of thing again, where you see it a couple of times. But for the most part, and then like I said, the one performance I thought was a little bit lacking. But other than that, I really had a good time with the film. It's one I'll definitely pick up on DVD when it comes out. It was a great time. I thought it was very tense. There was some good scares, some good sort of shocking moments, and yeah, I think it's a great film. And I don't know why some people are so against it or giving it some negative buzz, but I think it is definitely a movie worth checking out if you're interested in seeing something a little bit different. That's not a remake or a prequel or sequel or something like that. It's something original, and you need to support original ideas. And I hope that Ethan Hawke continues to make horror films. He's had two that I've really enjoyed. Sinister, which is still my favorite, but I really enjoyed The Purge, and I recommend it to people checking it out. So thanks everyone for checking out this review of The Purge. I hope people go and check out the film. I have a couple of other reviews I want to do this weekend on some DVDs that I picked up that I finally got a chance to watch, and I'll be posting those this weekend, probably tomorrow. And I hope everyone has a nice evening, and if you're in the Bay Area, stay cool, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take it easy.